Hi, everybody. I'm Alice K. Ruckelhaus from Suffering Well. And first of all, I want to say from both David and myself, welcome. Welcome wherever you are and whenever you're listening to this. We've recorded it for Lent 2026, but we'll leave it up after that because there's no reason you shouldn't take this pilgrimage any other time. In fact, if you've taken it before, go ahead and do it again. If you got something out of it the first time, you might get even more out of it the second time. And if you get behind at some point, I really want to address this. Don't give up, and definitely don't try to catch up unless you're only a day or two behind. Each quote unquote day on this journey is meant to take a full day, and it's entirely possible that it may take you longer so that you can put the most into it and get what you need out of it. It's one of those things that's, whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. That said, though, I want to make it clear that when we say this is meant to be a full day, you're not going to be doing stuff with the pilgrimage all day long. The videos are usually going to be between 5 minutes and maybe occasionally 20 minutes, and then we'll have a Bible study or something else for you to do as well. When I say that it takes all day, is that I don't want you to just see it as the time that you spend with the videos. If you want to journal, then journal. If you want to talk with friends, then talk with friends. But also, just all throughout the day, keep the assignments that we give you or the questions that we invite you to answer, keep those in your mind all day. You could even write them down on a 3x5 card to carry with you and just be gently, quietly, leisurely thinking about these things all day long. Another thing that I want to really encourage you in is to involve your guardian angel in this. We'll probably talk about that throughout the pilgrimage. I wasn't really planning to, I just thought of it right now. So if I don't, please remind me because I've been doing a lot of research on guardian angels and boy, are they there to help us. They're awesome. So let's really make use of them. I'm hoping that we can build that habit. If you don't finish on Easter, that doesn't matter. Jesus' death and resurrection are every bit as effective later in the year, right? But we're writing this for people who are traveling through Lent of 2026. So we're going to be doing this every day except most weekends. There will be some weekends when we have something, but usually Saturday and Sunday will be your days to look around the medieval city and shop or do whatever you want to do. If you do get a day or two behind, that would be a great time to catch up too. So if you look at the picture above, you'll notice that this looks like a medieval port city, but it's unidentifiable. All throughout this orientation, we're going to be in this port city. So we're going to refer to this as the port city, but we don't know where it is. And that's because it can be anywhere you want it to be. It can be where you are right now. It could be, I would love to be in Florence, Italy, so I can pretend like that's it, even though that's not a port city. It doesn't matter where you are on this planet or maybe even on Mars if Elon gets his way and people settle there. So you could be any place, seriously. It doesn't matter how you got here. There are ships seen in this picture, but your vessel is wherever you are right now. Your easy chair, your kitchen table, a picnic blanket on the beach, or even your bed sitting alongside your cat. It doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter when you are. You can see some in medieval dress in this picture. They're the crowd that's behind everybody there going the opposite direction. Okay, and there's also Jesus, first century. My parents with their dog, though they're going by a different name. St. Francis from the 13th century. And there's you. We can't see you in the picture, but you're there, maybe chatting it up with a friend behind Jesus' disciples. We hope that you'll imagine yourself in the walks, the discussions, the Bible studies, the meals. You are traveling with us. If you're joining us after Lent 2026, we want you to know that there's a playlist you can go to in order to be sure you don't miss anything. It will even have songs that we've used as a theme throughout this journey. There's a previous video that you won't want to miss. It's where St. Francis is welcoming everybody and kind of starting this whole thing out. So be sure to look for that. But you're not here to listen to me. Let's check in on St. Francis and our little group of pilgrims. So we're in the port city in the morning. The port city is already awake. Stone streets echo with footsteps. Ropes creak. Ships lean into the docks as they're tied off. Voices rise in many languages. Greetings, instructions, laughter, impatience. St. Francis stands near the edge of the pier, barefoot on the worn stones, shading his eyes with one hand as he watches another ship ease into the harbor. Beside him is a simple sign, hand-lettered, Lenten pilgrims, meet here. He is not hurried, but he's alert, expectant. The pilgrims arrive from the lodge in ones and twos, some with purpose, some uncertain, some looking around as though they're not quite sure they belong here. Pearl, the English bulldog, waddles importantly between feet, pausing to sniff crates and inspect luggage as though this is clearly her assigned task. He smiles as he bends down to pet her. Pilgrimages, he says quietly, almost to himself, though he's looking up at the group, always begin this way. A few of the pilgrims gather closer. They're wondering, why a pilgrimage? Francis doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he watches a sailor step onto the dock, stretch his legs, and take a deep breath. Because, Francis says finally, there are some things the soul cannot learn while standing still. He turns toward the group. A pilgrimage is not an escape from life. It's a way of entering it more truthfully. They begin walking slowly along the docks. This is not a vacation, Francis says gently, and it's not a performance. No one is here to prove holiness. There is no one here to impress God. Joyce nods. Harriman listens quietly, hands folded on his cane. A pilgrimage, Francis continues, is a chosen season of attention. You decide to notice what you usually rush past. Pearl chooses this moment to sit abruptly and refuses to move, as if to demonstrate the concept. Francis pauses patiently. Yes, he adds with a small smile, even that. They stop near a stack of crates marked with destinations far away. Lent, Francis says, is not meant to arrive suddenly. If you step into Lent without preparation, it will feel heavy, confusing, maybe even discouraging. He looks at the group. These days before Ash Wednesday are a gift. They're for orientation, learning where you are, learning what you carry, learning how to walk. Someone asks, "So what will we be doing?" Francis gestures around them. First, he says, we learn how to live on the road, how to eat, how to breathe, how to give. A pause as he looks around at everybody looking at him quizzically. Prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Not as rules, he adds quickly, but as supports, like walking shoes, like water, like light. Pearl sneezes. No one laughs loudly, but everyone smiles. They continue walking. Prayer, Francis says, is learning to breathe well. Fasting is learning what you can lay down so your hands are free. Almsgiving is learning to walk with others, not alone. He stops. These aren't punishments. They're preparations. They arrive at a quieter corner of the port. For these next days, this 2.5 weeks, Francis says, they aren't the pilgrimage itself. They are the time before the road, and they're very important. You will practice listening. You will practice eating daily bread. You will practice breathing prayer. You'll try small things, not to succeed, but to discover what helps you walk. Francis looks at each pilgrim. This is an invitation, not a demand. You may join quietly. You may join actively. You may walk with questions. All of that is allowed. The pilgrimage, he says softly, belongs to those who are willing, not those who are perfect. Pearl chooses this moment to lie down flat, as though claiming permanent residence. Francis laughs quietly. Yes, he says, even you. The sound of bells drifts from somewhere deeper in the city. For now, Francis says, rest. Look around. Notice who is walking beside you. Tomorrow, he adds, we learn how to eat. He taps the sign gently with his walking sticks. Lenten pilgrims, meet here. The road will wait. Today, we arrive. So back to you, dear 21st century pilgrim. Wherever you are, I want you to find the next video. It has a Bible study for you to do. We're going to learn Bible study skills on this journey, and especially during this time of orientation. But first, actually, before you go to look at the Bible study, I'm going to post some questions for you down in the description box so you can find them there. If you're journaling, it would be a great idea to put one of these questions at the top of a different page for each question. That's how it will probably serve you the best. Don't just sit and try to answer those questions right away. If you have thoughts, go ahead and write them down. But if you don't, just keep those questions with you all day in your mind and think about them. And maybe by the evening, you'll have answers or a picture to draw or some way of showing your thoughts about this. If you're not journaling and you're doing this with a friend or your family or a group from church, get on the phone together, unless it's your family, you're probably all in the same house, and talk about it. Talk about what you thought about these questions as you went through the day, and either do the Bible study together or talk about it after you've done it individually. Each time that you do these things, each time that you open up God's Word, each time that we give you something to think about, it's a great idea to ask God to show you what He wants you to see, what He wants you to notice, what He wants you to do with this. Another great pro tip is to ask your guardian angel to help. Those are two habits that it would be great to build during this time, during the orientation especially, but continue building those as you go on this journey. Your guardian angel is given to you because they are supposed to bring you closer to God. They keep you safe, yes, and that's what most people know about them, but mainly their purpose is to help you get closer to God, and they'll do that with your permission. So be sure to ask them for that and look for their help. And tonight, if you can, end the day with gratitude, even if it's small. Be sure to thank your guardian angel. Be sure to thank God. Think about other positive things that have happened today, things that you're thankful for. I will see you in the Bible study when you're ready for it. All right. Bye bye.